Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary hosted by me, Spencer. That's me. Oh, I have an apology to make. It is a very, very serious thing that happened that I need to apologize for. So my special guest host, BB Butters, they pronounced a word very, very wrong, and I have to apologize. We were not aware of this at the time, me and my team. The word was said geoduck, but actually it is pronounced gooey duck. Gooey duck, I believe that is what it is. So many apologies to you if you were offended by hearing gooey duck pronounced geoduck. I'm sure that we can all understand the mistake and why it was made, but it is inexcusable, and so BB Butters has been punished very much. Okay, let's talk about the words in this episode. The first word is Gilsonite with a capital G. Gilsonite. Woo! Okay, Gilsonite is a trademark, and it is used for asphalt. Just cement? Well, I guess that's technically different. Asphalt would be, is it on the roads, on the sidewalks, those sorts of things. And I guess Gilsonite is just one of the brands of asphalt, and I hope you don't fall on your ass. Okay, let's make a sound effect. Let's go. All right, the next entry is guilt. Oh, I feel so much guilt. No, this is a different guilt. This is G-I-L-T, guilt. First form, adjective from the 14th century. It is covered with gold or gilt. Also, of the color gold. No, of the color of gold? Huh? Of the color of gold. Okay, anything that's gold, covered in gold, that's gilt. Now, this reminds me of the word in the previous episode. Yep, gild with a D, not a T. And that is also to overlay with a thin coating of gold, blah, 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 blah. So it's related. Okay, well then, let's go. What was the sound? Now we have the second form of guilt. This one is the noun from the 15th century. Number 1, gold, or something that resembles gold laid on a surface. I'm just going to lay my gold on the surface. Here, gold, have a nice nap on the surface. You are gilt. Number 2, the slang. This is slang. The synonym is money. I think this very much makes sense, considering that gilt also means gold, and I think there might be some other similar words that just mean money. So, yep, sometimes people will use the slang term gilt when they're talking about money. I don't know if I've heard people use this, do this. Is it a specific group of people? Let's look up who uses the slang word gilt for money. And let's see. And maybe it's old, maybe it's certain groups of people. Let's see. The term gilt, or more formally, gilt-edged security, is primarily used in the United Kingdom and Commonwealth nations such as South Africa and India as a financial term for government bonds. Okay, yeah, it seems like, now obviously they're talking about this gilt-edged security and bonds and stuff, but yeah, it seems like it's more of the UK and the Commonwealth for money. Money. All right, moving on to number 3 for guilt, noun, which is superficial brilliance. Okay, so this could be something that is literally brilliant, bright, sparkly, but just on the surface. Who knows what's going on underneath the surface? This could also be um, maybe somebody is very smart. If I take this a little bit more literally, maybe somebody is very smart. They have brilliance, but it's only superficial. Maybe they're only smart about certain things, and their brilliance does not go very deep. So that would be guilt. Superficial brilliance. All right, number 4 is a bond issued by the government of the United Kingdom. So that is why the Google took me straight to all of this bond stuff in the UK. Yep, even though I put in the word slang, I said the slang word guilt. But, yeah, anyway, bonds, UK, government, guilt. Now we have the third form of guilt. It is a noun from the 14th century. So it's another noun, but it's going to be different enough from the previous entry because, it is so different. It is very, very different than gold and bonds and money. This is a young female swine. Okay. This one has some etymology. It is from the Middle English gild, from the Old Norse gilder. It is akin to the Old English geld, which means sterile. And there is more at the word geld. And I do kind of remember talking about that at some point. There's obviously we know that it means sterile. What else does it mean? Let's go back over here. Geld, oh yes, there was also geldine, a castrated male horse. Geld, the action of castrating. But why then is it a young female swine? I mean, were they castrated? So I guess you could make the argument that the geld is castrated. Let's say the male parts were castrated, and then would you say they're more like a female because of that? And then there's, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if some people have made that connection. I don't agree with it, but I can sort of understand that. And it's a swine specifically. Geld, one of the definitions was a castrated horse. So what's with all the difference here? Who is calling a young female swine a gilt? It's maybe nobody anymore. Maybe they've all died. Now we have gilt-edged, 2 words, with a hyphen. Edged is like the edge of the world with a D. It could also just be gilt edge with no D. Adjective from 1818. Number 1, having a gilt edge. If you have a gilt edge, then you are gilt-edged. Number 2, of the best quality or rating, as in gilt-edged securities, and that is literally what the Google showed me when I looked up gilt. So here's the thing. The first definition, having a gilt edge. What is a gilt edge? It's not in the dictionary. Is it something about being covered in gold? But maybe we should read this, what the Google is saying, a little bit more. So we learned that it's primarily used in the Commonwealth places, financial term for government bonds. It is generally used by institutional investors, stock brokers, wealth managers, and financial media to describe safe, low-risk, interest-bearing UK government debt. The term is derived from gilt-edged because the paper certificates for these bonds historically had a gilded or golden edge, signifying their high quality and security. Of course, when you have something that just has gold around the edge, then you know that it means high quality and also very secure. That obviously is pertaining to the word gilt, gold, and gild, gold. It all just comes back to gold. So, literally, just the edge of those certificate papers, they were probably all very fancy. You probably imagine money or other certificates that have just the fancy pattern, and then you just, I don't know, do you just dip the edge in gold? Ooh, I'm just going to dip you in gold. I'm going to gilt you. So that's what that is. And then, of course, number 2, the best quality or rating. Because of those things, we know that if you're covered in gold, you must be the best thing ever. Gilt edged. Okay, let's now move on to no more GIL words. We have gimbal. GIMBAL, first form, noun from circa 1780. You could say gimbal or gimbal. It's one of those many examples where the G can be a G or a J. So this is a device that permits a body to incline freely in any direction or suspends it so that it will remain level when its support is tipped. I'm just going to tip your support. Oh, but hey, you're still level. Look at you. You're on a gimbal. This is usually used in plural, gimbals, and it is called also gimbal ring. So, let's look at the etymology. This is an alternative of the obsolete word gemel, Gemel, which means double ring. From the Middle English, from Anglo-French gemel or jomel, from the Latin gemellus, which is a diminutive of geminus. Geminus is reminding me of Gemini, the twins. So maybe that's where the whole thing comes from. The double ring, the twins, the two, the double mint gum. Twins walking down a street eating gum. So it just came from that. I mean, I guess, yeah, early versions maybe had these double rings so they can rotate within themselves and keep something level. I think of this now as a lot in the video world. There are many, many gimbals out there to keep. You put your camera on it, or your phone, which has a camera, and it keeps it level, or it will move things in a very controlled way. And they're very fancy. There are very big ones and very tiny ones for your phone, just little handheld thing, and you can just move all around, and your phone camera stays level, which is very helpful if you want just some smooth action. Get some smooth movement with your gimbal, and it comes from double ring. I want to look up other examples of gimbals, because I believe that there are other things out there that are using these gimbals that are not camera related. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of camera related stuff here, but I do believe that there are other ones. Yep, it's showing me just all camera stuff. All right, so now let's move on to the second form of gimbal. This one is a verb from 1875. The other forms, gimbaled or gimbaling, you can spell those with one L or two L's. So the word gimbal has one L, but the other ones could also possibly maybe have two L's if you like. So this one is to provide with or support on gimbals. Let's just go gimbal your stuff, gimbal your camera, gimbal your head, gimbal your feet. Next we have gimcrack. This is the first form of gimcrack. It's a noun from 1676. It is a showy object of little use or value. The synonym is gewgaw or gewgaw, which we did have recently. Let's go back to that real quick. It is over here in the GEW section. A showy trifle, a bauble, a trinket. Also, a gimcrack. Gimcrackery. That is a noun. So I guess if you have a bunch of these showy objects that have very little use or value, cheap and impractical. You'd have a bunch of them. Look at my gimcrackery. I put my gimcrackery on the mantle. You look at all of my gimcracks. Oh, how lovely they are. How I spent no dollars. I only spent pennies on all of this gimcrackery total. It totals 99 pennies. No dollars were spent, and they don't help me out in any way. They don't do anything. They're not practical. I love my gimcrackery. Okay, it's obviously a very silly word. You know what, though? This very silly word has no origin, or the origin is just unknown. We don't know who said it. Somebody said it. Somebody was talking about Jim's crack. Okay, and then we go to the second form of gimcrack, adjective from 1715. The synonyms are cheap and shoddy. SHODDY. So yeah, similar. It's like, that's just some crappy stuff right there. We're gonna describe this show as the Gimcrack podcast. Gimcrack podcast. No, it's not. It's the best podcast ever. My mom briefly worked at a store called Gimcracks, which I guess had been there for a very while, and I guess they did sell a lot of sort of fun, sort of trinkety things. I believe that it was a little bit more than just that. But yeah, I think that's obviously where it came from. Okay, now what's next? We have the word gimel, Gimel, noun from circa 1567. This is the third letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and it says go see the alphabet table if you want to know all the other letters in Hebrew and other languages, or at least other types of character ways to make characters. Gimel, I believe this is one of the characters on the spinny thing, the dreidel. Let's look up what are the letters on. It fills in a dreidel, Dreidel. The four Hebrew letters on a dreidel are Nun, Gimel, Hey, and Shin. And I have been explained these before, but always forget. They stand for Nes Gadol Hayasham, NGHS, which means a great miracle happened there, which is commemorating the Hanukkah story. The letters dictate game actions. So Nun means nothing, Gimel means all, Hey, Hei, means half, and Shin means put in. According to reformedjudaism.org. Let's see. Oh, in Israel, the last letter changes to Pe, P-E, making it here instead of there, like a great miracle happened here. Ah, I see. Because it's in Israel, a great miracle happened here, and so then it would be NGHP. And then I guess that P word still means put in. When that lands. So basically, you spin it, and then whatever it lands on, you have to do that thing. So there's the way that it's played, I guess, which I've never literally played it, but it's sort of a gambling game, and you got money in the pile, you got the pot, and then so if you land on none, you get nothing. You lose your turn, nothing happens. If you land on Gimel, you get to take the whole pot. Is that what happens? Here, literally, game actions, how to play. None, the player takes nothing from the pot. Gimel, the player takes everything in the pot. Hey, which means half, the player takes half of the pot. And then Shin is put in, the player adds a piece to the pot. And what are they adding to the pot? They are adding gelt. And we had the word gelt before. And also we have seen in this episode and the previous episode, gilt and gild, and it's all related to gold and money. So that is how it's all connected. Okay, so anything else about Gimel or dreidels or stuff. Let's see. Well, I did have a little dreidel, and I did make it out of clay. And then, you know what? It's drying, and when it's all dry and ready, then dreidel I might play. Okay, great. Awesome. Let's move on to... We have the word gimlet. Gimlet. It's the first form. It is a noun from the 14th century. We've had a lot of multiple forms of words here. We had gilt and gimbal and gimcrack and now gimlet, and we even have one more later. Okay, so a gimlet is a small tool with a screw point, grooved shank, and cross handle for boring holes. If you need to bore some holes, go get yourself a gimlet. Let's look up a picture of a gimlet tool. This definitely has other definitions. Yeah, so it's got this wide handle up top, so you can get a good grip on it. A lot of these actually have the handle is it's just a metal thing that goes around, so there's a hole in the middle, so maybe you can get your fingers in there, and then this is a very old school way to make a hole. You got to twist and twist and twist, and people are like, why haven't we invented the electric drill yet? Yep, okay. And yeah, it's got like a screw end, and then of course there's different widths, different girths of this gimlet. If you want to make a tiny hole or a big hole, it's a slow way to do it. Whew. It is, I did mention, it's from the 14th century, so it's already at least 600 years old, maybe older. This word, gimlet, is from the Anglo-French gimblet, which is from the Picard region or dialect of Middle French. Same word, I guess, modified of the Middle Dutch word Vimelkin, which is from Wimmel or Vimmel, which means wimble, but I don't know what that means. What's a wimble? I don't want to go to Wimbledon, but maybe that's related somehow. A wimble is a traditional hand tool used for boring holes, typically in wood, functioning similarly to an auger, gimlet, or brace. Originating in the 13th century, it features a handle for turning and a sharp rotating bit. It can also act as an archaic verb, meaning to bore a hole. Oh, and I did my math wrong. The gimlet is at least 700 years old, but this one is even 100 years earlier than that. So yes, these tools are very, very old. People are like, I need to make a hole. How do we do it? We do it manually. We have no gears yet. We have no electricity. We have to just make something that has the proper end, and then we just spin it. Spin it, spin it, spin it. You spin me right round, baby gimlet. So let's see. I'm looking. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. It's the second form of gimlet. That's the sound of the gimlet as you're spinning very quickly. It goes. So the gimlet second form is the adjective from 1752. It means having a piercing or penetrating quality. Ooh, so like maybe you could describe me as a gimlet Spencer, because I have a penetrating quality. I just sort of get into your eyes, get into your brain, get into your soul. It's like you've taken me as a gimlet and twisted me around, and I have bored into your heart. It's piercing. Okay, now, yes, I've never heard of anything described as a gimlet like that. And now we have the third form of gimlet. This one is the verb, transitive verb, in fact. It's from 1840, and it means to pierce as if with a gimlet. You might be literally piercing something with a gimlet. Hopefully it's just wood. Hopefully you're not using it on skin. But also it could be just like you're making a hole inside of a thing. You're piercing a thing. Maybe when you go get your ears pierced, you can say, "Can you please gimlet my earlobe?" And they will be very confused. All right, which, of course, now takes us to the next word, which is the fourth form of gimlet. This is a noun from 1928. It is very different than the other ones. It's a drink consisting of sweetened lime juice and gin or vodka, and sometimes carbonated or plain water. So you got water, you got an alcohol, gin or vodka, and then you have lime juice that has been sweetened. I did take some bartending classes, which really went nowhere, but I remember gimlet used lime juice because the word, if you anagram the word gimlet, the word lime is in there, and then GT, GT lime, or TG lime. Okay, so that is that, and I may have this wrong, but I do think that my grandpa loved a gimlet. He, when we would get together for occasions, could be anything, any occasion. It was often, a Christmas, a Thanksgiving, or also just other random times that we all got together. And he, at a certain point, when it was time for a drink, he would have a look on his face. He was very happy, and he would clap his hand. Okay. And he would be like, all right, it's time to make some cocktails. And I believe gimlet was one of his cocktails, maybe his favorite cocktail. Which is funny, actually, because he was also a carpenter, a maker of things, and maybe he used the gimlet tool. He had a lot of tools. He liked his tools. And so maybe he sometimes used a gimlet tool. I don't know why. I don't know why he liked the gimlet drink. And I also don't know why the etymology says that this is probably from the first form of gimlet, which is just the tool. How did the gimlet tool create the gimlet drink? Let's look up etymology of gimlet. Spelled that wrong. Gimlet drink. What did they use? Did they use the tool to mix up the drink? Let's see what this says. Let's see. Ooh, I think I would like one. Maybe just with the vodka, not the gin. I don't really care for that. Likely originated in the late 19th century British Royal Navy, designed to prevent scurvy. Its name is commonly attributed to either Rear Admiral Sir Thomas Gimlet, with an extra TE at the end, who reportedly prescribed it to sailors, or the gimlet tool, a hand drill that reflects the drink's, it's piercing or sharp taste. Oh, yeah, so I'd say between the lime juice and the gin or the vodka, either alcohol, but the gin might be more piercing. And the water isn't particularly piercing, but the carbonated water could be kind of piercing to some people. And it's like, ooh, that drink really hits me just like when I got stabbed by the gimlet tool. Okay, interesting. Oh, this is fascinating. All right. It's too bad my grandpa is not around anymore for me to ask him about just more about the drink. I would like to know. All right, moving on to gimlet-eyed. Yeah, 2 words with a hyphen. Eyed, like your eyeball with a D. Adjective from 1752. It means the synonym is sharp-sighted. So just, somebody who can see very well, see very sharp, maybe see very far somehow for some reason. And, I take this also like the piercing. Oh, that maybe they have piercing eyes with a beautiful color. I don't have gimlet-eyed. I don't think I'm gimlet-eyed. Nope. My eyes aren't cocktails, and they're not pointy tools. Next is gimmel or jimmel. Gimmal. Noun from 1598. Number 1 would be plural. You would say gimmels. It is joined work, as in a clock, whose parts move within each other Ooh. So these parts, these gears, whatever they are, they're working inside and around each other somehow, and they're in a clock. They make the clock go. The gimmels. And then we have number 2, a finger ring consisting of a pair or series of interlocked rings. So it seems like the idea of the gimmel is all about things that are incorporated into each other somehow. Like, because this is a Gimlet podcast and I am a Gimlet person, I am now incorporated into your mind, body, and spirit all times. I will be with you forever. So this word is an alternative of the obsolete word gemel. Oh, we had this before. It means double ring. And then there's more the word gimbal, Gimbal. So it's like this word, this gemel double ring, this one seems a lot more literal to that double ring because that's kind of what it is. I'll look up some pictures of gimmels in a clock so we can see really what we're talking about. So this one is more similarly defined and spelled to the gemel double ring. But then there was also this branch of the etymology that went to the gimbal version, still related but a little bit different. The gimbal or gimbal clock, typically refers to a nautical-style timepiece mounted on a gimbal mechanism, allowing it to tilt and stay level. I've definitely seen these in movies where they're on a boat and they have their clock, they have their thing, and it's like it's in, I don't know if it's in water or it's in this fancy double ring thing that allows it to stay because of gravity. When the boat tilts, that thing is still going to stay level so they can read it. Ooh, yes, okay, this is all coming together in my head now. And yes, I do believe, there's some sort of double ring system going on. Now, I looked up gimbal clock, and it's just showing me clocks. I don't want to see the clocks. I want to see if I do Gimmel's clock. Nope, still clocks. Lots of different kinds of clocks. Gimmel's, let's look up. Well, now this one does have some gears inside a clock. Yeah, it's showing more just transparent, showing the gears and stuff. So, I don't know. There's something in there. But I don't got time for that. Don't got time for that because I got to go on to the word gimme. Gimme, noun from 1929. Number 1, a short putt in golf conceded to an opponent in casual or match play. I think this is pretty much when you have the ball very, very close to the hole, and it's like, oh, it's so easy. It's so close. All you have to do is just tap it in. Tap it in. Tap it in. And so I think the other person's like, I'm going to give it to you. For you, it's a gimme because it's so easy to get. So just have your gimme. Have your gimme and walk away so I can make this 30-foot putt from all the way over there with waves in the green. I'm going to sink it. And then number 2 is something easily achieved or won, especially in a contest. Oh, it's just so easy. Why did we let them take that shot? It was a gimme. This is from gimme, which is a contraction of give me. Give me. Give me all of the things, please. Gimme. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Gimme, 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 gimme. Let's move on to gimme cap. Gimme cap. 2 words, noun from 1978. It is an adjustable visored cap that often features a corporate logo or slogan. Why is it called a gimme cap, though? Maybe they give it out? Maybe they give it out as swag, stuff we all get. Adjustable visor, it's a gimme cap. I want a cap. Give it to me. Give it to me. Now we have the word gimmick. This is the first form. Gimmick. Noun from 1922. Number 1A. It is a mechanical device for secretly and dishonestly controlling gambling apparatus. It's a gimmick. It's a thing like, ooh, how do you... You're secretly and dishonestly controlling a gambling apparatus that could be so many things. I mean, the first thing I think of is die that are off balance, and so that could be a gimmick. And other things, I don't even know what else, because it says specifically mechanical device. I don't know what people are doing, how people are doing it, but they're using a gimmick to control their stuff. Make to cheat. That's what it is. 1B, an ingenious or novel mechanical device. The synonym is gadget. Oh my gosh, how did you come up with this thing? This is amazing. Wow, it's novel, it's new, it's ingenious, it's so smart. You did a good job making this device, and we're going to call it a gimmick. Number 2A, an important feature that is not immediately apparent. The synonym is catch. Ooh, I did not quite realize about this important feature. Ooh, it's such a gimmick. You fooled me. What's the catch? 2B, an ingenious and usually new scheme or angle. Very similar, obviously, to the other one. A new thing. It's not a mechanical device, but it is new and ingenious. And, let's take a gimmick approach to making a thing. 2C, a trick or device used to attract business or attention, as in a marketing gimmick. Yeah, so this is largely, this word gimmick is all about just something new and fancy and clever and maybe kind of tricky. Maybe it's kind of tricky when you're cheating in the gambling apparatus, or something that's not immediately apparent, or also like these marketing gimmicks, like, oh, it was a very smart thing to get your attention. Now buy our stuff, please. Gimmicky, that is an adjective, and you would think that there would be some interesting etymology, but unfortunately there is not. The origin is unknown. So, I don't know, it seems like it came from this controlling the apparatus, the gambling apparatus, and I don't know. I'm so curious to know. They just called it a gimmick. What's that thing? It's I call it a gimmick, so I can make some more money. I don't know. Hey, let's move on to the second form of gimmick. This one is the transitive verb from 1922. Number 1, to alter or influence by means of a gimmick. You gotta go gimmick your stuff. Let's go gimmicking today. Let's go cheat at some gambling apparatus. Yep. Did you bring your gimmick? Oh, wait, I gotta go get my gimmick. Number 2, to provide with a gimmick. And that one, I guess, is often used with the word up. So gimmick up. Gimmick up. Let's go gimmick up. To provide with a gimmick. So would that be providing with a gadget, a catch, a trick, a device, a thing? Gimmick up. Well, maybe the marketing people, they have to gimmick up. They have to come up with some clever ideas to get people to buy their stuff, or buy the stuff of the people who hired them. Now, let's move on to our very last word. It's the word gimmickry. Gimmickry. Noun from 1948. It is an array or profusion of gimmicks. Also, use of gimmicks. So, if you are gimmicking up, you're using gimmicks. You got a whole bunch of gimmicks. That's just the gimmickry. You've got gimmickry. Maybe it's similar to gimcrackery. I think there's a connection between gimmickry and gimcrackery somehow. I don't know. All right, it is now time to pick a word of the episode. Today we had Gilsonite, gilt, gilt-edged, gimbal, gimcrack, Gimmel, gimlet, 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 gimlet-eyed. Gimmel, gimme, gimme cap, gimmick, gimmick, and gimmickry. Ooh, this is difficult. There are some good ones. I like a gimbal. We have a gimbal at work, so we can keep our camera all steady and nice. It's like a Steadicam, a tiny little Steadicam. Gimcrack is a great word for some very useless things. Of course, gimcrackery. Gimlet. I would like a gimlet in honor of my grandfather. I would like to drink a gimlet. I don't know if I want to use the tool. That seems like a lot of work. Let's see what else. Gimmicks. Let's pick gimcrack as the word of the episode. Look at my gimcracks. Look at my gimcracks. I got a whole bunch of gimcrackery up on my shelf. Gimcracks, they're worth nothing. Gimcrack. All right. It is again movie time, and I'm gonna do a couple more. Eventually, one of these days, I'm gonna just go back down to one at a time. But the next one we watched was A Mighty Wind, and I don't remember why we chose this. It could have been still related to Catherine O'Hara. I think Sharon maybe put it on when I was out, and then I came back, and it was still pretty early on in the movie, so I just watched the rest of it. And I had only seen it, I think, once before, and it's the story of, well, it's a mockumentary, a fake documentary about some people who I think are on a very indie movie, and then there's this buzz going around Hollywood about, like, ooh, maybe they're going to get nominated for Oscars. Ooh. And no, that's the other one, right? That's I think I got my movies mixed up. That's For Your Consideration, maybe? Is that what it's called? A Mighty Wind? No. That's the one about the folk music fest. That's what it is. I got all mixed up. One of the things that I love about A Mighty Wind, which, yes, I think this was also just the second time that I had seen it. The group of guys here in the picture, they're in these red shirts. It's Christopher Guest and Michael McKean and Harry Shearer, and they're this very silly, kind of cheesy folk band with, I think, a guitar and a banjo and a bass. And what's beautiful about that is it's the same guys who are in Spinal Tap. It's basically the folk version of Spinal Tap, which I think is great. There's just some beautiful music and some really silly stuff. Yes, it's another mockumentary. Largely the reunion of the 1960s folk trio, the Folksmen, as they prepare for a show at the town hall to memorialize a recently deceased concert promoter. And, it's fun and silly. A Mighty Wind. Okay, and then I'll tell you another one, which was, the movie Elio. This was I think the Pixar movie, and, it came out quite a bit earlier last year, 2025, and it was up for Best Animated, and I did not get a chance to see it until just shortly before the Oscars, and I finally did see it, and I really liked it, and I think you should watch it, and you should like it as well. It deals with space and fun stuff like that. And yes, I mean, it is largely for kids, but what I love about the Pixar movies is that adults can appreciate them too, and they deal with just like serious ideas and thoughts, and they just do such a good job with that. So, Elio, watch it. Mighty Wind, watch it. Please and thank you. And now we have reached the end of the episode where it is time for me to say goodbye to you. Adieu. This has been Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.